anything again. They wait for the money of mama so. They wait for the money of honey to come. They wait for the alert of their wives to come. They wait for the alert of their wives to come. How irresponsible. I know women who collect their salaries and they say, my husband, our alert has come. Oh, really? Yes. Okay. So you pay your tithe and we'll see what we can. No problem, Sha. Just let's see how it goes. Not that. So the tithe, your salary has come, Abi. Okay. And make sure you transfer everything into my account. No, it's not supposed to be. It is not supposed to be. Get a job. Do something. Make sure you are contributing something. Things might be hard. Things might be hard. It might even be your wife that is doing the job, but that does not mean that you go sit there at home. The head of the family is waiting for his house girl to go do the work and bring the money back to him. And you still feel that you will still retain your position as the head. One of the things that the head does is that it houses the brain that contains the central nerve system. I don't know. I'm not medical. I'm a carpenter. So we do roof. We do roof and we do some other building too. And so I don't know. But I know that it contains something like the brain box of a car, where messages are sent. That is where the job is being done. That's why when I raise my hand, it's not my leg that is being raised. Because the message that is coming from my head is saying, I want one hand raised. And that's why one hand is raised. It's because it's working. Because it's working. Don't saddle your responsibility upon your wife. Don't saddle your wife with the responsibility of a man. Some women run away from the house. Some of these women are running away. They can't even keep joint accounts with you again. And to make matters worse, some of you don't even know how to spend. You are not the one doing the job. You are not the one doing the job. It's the woman that is doing the job. She's even helping. She's prudent. She's nice. She's doing everything. She's submitting everything. She's submissive to you. And you spend the money anyhow. Some of you don't let them hear. Some of you even give the money that your wife is working for and she gives to you. You give it to a girlfriend. How irresponsible. How irresponsible. How irresponsible that could be. Any man who says that my wife must, and look at the title very well, the must has quotes. Yes, so if you say it is a must, she must contribute. You are irresponsible. With no apologies. I have no apologies for that. Irresponsible. And like I said earlier, some of you are not even prudent. You are not even prudent. You don't even know how to spend well. And so you now say she's hiding from me. She doesn't show me everything that is. Why will she show you? Why will she show you? She won't show you. You are not responsible. You don't know what it means to be responsible. The ability to respond. It means that you have the ability to respond, to be responsible. That's what it means. To be responsible. Able to respond. Able to respond. Honey, we need so and so money. Presently I don't have that money, but I'll see what I can do to it. And he's seeing that you are seeing what you can do to it. There are good and wonderful wives. I have one. I know some of you have. Wonderful. Wonderful. But we try as much as possible not to saddle them with too much responsibility outside their own responsibility. She is making money, but with all sense of humility. I'm not taking a dime. He said he's proud. No. Once God is answering your prayers and he keeps providing for you, come on. You don't need it. And look, let me add this to it. Some of you feel that because your wife is working, you don't have the responsibility to buy clothes for her or do the right things for her again. That is also grossly irresponsible. You see, what you are doing to yourself is that you are making her to have that room to say that, what is it that you do for me? Everything I do for myself. That is what you are doing. Some of you feel that, oh, because she doesn't, because she works, I don't need to buy clothes for her. I don't need to pay for her hair again. Oh, really? Somebody else will help you to pay for them, to pay for her hair. Oh, you think you think other guys are not seeing your wife as she's going to work? Or you think other guys are not seeing your wife as she goes to that business, as you keep sending her around, you keep alive, you keep sending her. Some of you even, you go to the extent that, these women some of them have to travel in the night to go and buy things at a very far distance, I have not said that it's not okay for them to be in such businesses if they have the strength. But it shouldn't be a must that if she doesn't do it, then nothing happens. That if she doesn't do it, then nothing happens. That is irresponsible of any man. You discover that I've taught so many things. Taught the few things, so you can take your time and play back the video and watch again. Watch again and again. Watch again and again. And listen, everything that is being said here, a guy needs to hear this. And don't lose your wife to one side man. It's not only side chicks that we have side men too. I'll sleep with your wife once, twice. They don't have to take her away. In the name of trying to make ends meet. Some of you do business. What you are doing with your wives is that you're actually doing business with them. You lure them into prostitution. Indirect prostitution, indirectly. And you can spend the money. Big shame. And so, as I round up, let me reiterate and make this clear again. I stand to be corrected. Thank you for everyone who's been watching. I stand to be corrected, and that does not mean that I will listen. That does not mean that it changed my opinion, because I know what it has taken me about 1 week, to ruminate over what I am telling you now. Checked stories, and I've been able to balance them, and I've been able to see that, oh, come on, this is where the problem lies. You saddle a woman with too much responsibility when she's already saddled with so much. Do you know what a woman loses when she gives birth? When she gives birth. And some of you, your wives have given birth to 3, 4, 5 children. And she says she must work. She must work. She must work. She must contribute. And no, don't let me use the word she must work. She must contribute. She must contribute to the family financing. He says she must contribute. I've not said that women should not work. They should work. They can work. Because the I-do mind is the devil's workshop. I think that's the only reason I have. Not that so that she must bring money home. The man in you will die if you let your wife go do all the work. If she's the one that is bringing in all the money. But don't get me wrong, God can choose to bring in money through anyone. But then check the indices, check everything to be sure that all is balanced. To be sure that you have not become so lazy and you have become so dependent on the income of your wife. What is your contribution to the financing? The child's school fees is 100,000. How much are you going to bring? Really? Really? House rent is 500,000. You must pay 250 out of it. No, you pay 200 because I'm the man, so I'll pay 300. Really? In fact, some will even say that, look, we are equal. It's then that they know. It's then that they know they are equal. That's when you know you are equal, because you want to share responsibility. Say we are equal. We are equal. As a matter of fact, this time is a period of gender equality. Gender equality. We are equal. So you pay 250,000, I pay 250,000. Then the woman goes running around looking for 250,000 naira. And so one man who does not need to saddle her with too much responsibility takes her and pampers her very well, gives her 250,000 and also sleeps with her with it. In a way, she wants to say thank you to the man. He wants to be kind to the man or kind to the fellow. You don't blame them. You don't blame them. I have responsible women who are doing excellently well. Have so much money and yet they remain humble. They are because they have also wonderful husbands who do not depend on them to run the affairs of the home. As I round up, please, for those of us who are married, and for those of us who are preparing to get married, and let me talk to those who are married. I think what I've said has affected those who are married very well, and then that sends you back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board. You might need to call a family meeting in your house. I mean, I don't mean family meeting, extended family. No, your own family meeting. And in that family meeting, the prayers, you are going to be praying some prayers that focuses on you being able to carry out your responsibility in all ramifications. Whatever your wife is making is supposed to be a plus to the family. As a matter of fact, oh, no. I hope you get this. Your wife's income in a very wonderful family, your wife's income is supposed to be in the reserve. In the reserve. Yes. Your wife is so wonderful. The women are so wonderful. They can be your savings accounts. They can be your savings accounts. Any money you don't want to spend, invest it on them. Invest it on them. You will meet it. It's always there. It will be multiplying in their hands. Invest it in them. Somebody just got wisdom there. Yes, invest it in them. They will be your savings account. They are keeping the money, the details of the money. Have you ever asked where some monies come out from when you say there is no money in the house? That's when she remembers that all the change that she has been keeping from the money that you gave to her to go and buy things in the market is that will bring her the money. Where did all this money come from? Don't worry. It's the reserve. Women are good reservoirs. Good reserves. You make use of them properly. Don't saddle them with your own responsibility. Pray to God to help you be able to carry your responsibility as married men. And for those of you who are just coming to marry, some of you you already have it in mind. It is garbage. And if you come into marriage with garbage, I've been married for a few days now, and I remember my brother said to me, I remember the simple advice he gave to me. He said, I was there with him, with my friends, and he said to us, make sure you drop all the garbages before you enter into marriage. By the time we were doing the marriage, he had already traveled abroad. But he had invested. He had invested. When you are entering marriage, you don't go in with garbage. And this goes to those of you who are just coming up, going to get married soon. God will open doors for you. Pray to God to be able to carry out your own responsibility. Don't go in with that mindset of, my wife will provide 40% and I'll provide 60%. Come on. Are you in partnership? As far as running the affairs of the home is concerned, the Bible says if any one of you does not provide for his family, he's worse than an infidel. He's worse than an infidel. So you should go out and go there, going with a mindset. God, as I'm going in, help me. Help me to be able to carry out my responsibilities. Help me to be able to carry out every part of my responsibility. Everything. Be able to do everything. And when she asks for this, it's available. When my children need this, need to be available. Don't go in with, if your wife is working and she's doing very well, yes, good, it's a plus. There's nothing wrong with God blessing both of you together. There's nothing wrong with God blessing both of you together. We'll come back next week by God's grace. We'll be talking on some other things. I think on this show, we'll come back to talk about joint accounts. I know some of you find it difficult to keep joint accounts with your spouses. Personally, I'll say something now. I think I just want to share with you. The man of the house doesn't really have a savings, as it were. And that's why I made mention that the woman, a good wife is like a ritual. It's like a money ritual. It's like a prosperity ritual. A good wife. A good wife is like a prosperity ritual. A sacrifice. She's loaded. And so she's keeping the money for you. Keeping the money for you. Keeping the money for you. Homes that are together. Not divided homes. So this one is doing her own thing. This one, you now have homes where the wife is building house somewhere. The husband does not know. And the husband too is building something somewhere. The wife does not know. I'm not talking of those type of homes. So a home that are united. They do things in common. They do things in common. Anyway, there's so much to be discussed, and I will be maybe bringing up one or two persons as time goes on. Once we're able to get lots of engagement. Thank you very much for this, for those of you who have watched, and please do us a favor by sharing this video with others. We all need to hear this. We all need to learn. We all need to learn. Our nation is in shambles, and it's in shambles because this foundation is not in place. Once the foundation is not in place, then there will be a problem with the building. And so what we are having around our nation today, insecurity, banditry, terrorist attacks, and all of that, they are all products of failed marriages, failed parenting. But I pray to God to help us. And so I am praying to God for the grace, and this goes to all men, for the grace to shoulder the responsibility of a godly home. All responsibility as touching the wisdom to run the affairs of the home, and also to the finances. May God give you in abundance. And for those of you wonderful women and wonderful wives who have been, some of you have been pushing it. I've been pushing it for it. Let me pray this prayer for you. God has helped you this far. He will not stop helping you, but he will take the burden off you in the name of Jesus. And so henceforth, it will no longer be a burden, because the one who is supposed to be doing the thing in the home, who has not been doing it, God will open doors for him. And with your prayers, all things will balance up. And, you can now enjoy yourself again. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you so much. I love you. And that's the reason you see me here every weekend. And so because you've got to prepare for work, I want you to go and get a rest. But like I said, please do share this video with others. Let them see and let them hear. You listen to it again and again. It will help you. I'll come back next week and we take it up from here, whatever God wants us to talk about. And I'm sure it's going to be for your good. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you. And I'll see you again. Next